faces appointed to Theresa May's new government was an older hand. Michael Fallon is a veteran, hard-hitting Tory loyalist who kept his job as Defence Secretary. It's a very tricky time for him, however, just now. The Russians are probing NATO airspace in the Baltic. They're pushing ahead with the redeployment of crucial missiles, warning of a looming nuclear war and, according to Boris Johnson, committing war crimes in Syria. In brief, what is our response to all of this beyond wringing our hands? Mr. Fallon joins me now. Is it simply wringing our hands and protesting?
No, we're doing a lot now to strengthen NATO. I think we were right. If you see the deployment now of missiles in Kaliningrad, very close to Berlin, we were right to agree to further assurance measures, to put troops next year into Estonia and into Poland, and to encourage other countries in NATO to meet the 2% target that we're meeting ourselves.
Can I just step back for a second and ask you about your view of Mr. Putin and Russia's current stance? Because almost everywhere you look, the Russians are pushing up against us. They're coming into our airspace. They're challenging. The Americans have just accused them of interfering in the American presidential campaign for the very first time. It feels like we have not been in a more difficult position vis-à-vis the Russians and the Russian leader since way back into the Cold War.
No, it's extremely concerning. We're seeing a much more aggressive Russia. We hoped Russia would become a partner to us in the West, but clearly Russia has decided to be a competitor. They said that right at the beginning they were going to come in and help fight Daesh. They haven't done that. They've been helping Assad bomb his own people. They've been flexing their muscles in the Black Sea. They've been militarizing the Crimea. We've seen this pressure on the Baltic states. And they've tried to interfere in elections. They even tried to interfere in the Dutch referendum on the Ukraine Association Agreement.
So is this not a moment when we in the West have to, as it were, rethink and reassess our own defence capabilities?